Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today we're going to be doing a lot of chores. We're going to be taking down the greenhouse. We're going to be moving a whole bunch of pots and stuff from this back portion of the garden, starting to prepare it for laying down landscape fabric and getting rid of the grass. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be putting together 2 full sun containers for a local auction. Okay, so I'm really styling today. My socks, my garden boots, good to go. So it's time to take the greenhouse down. We are done for the season. It's way too hot now and it takes up a lot of space. We're going to take the greenhouse down and put it away for the season. And then we're going to be moving a lot of these pots and stuff that I have in this area. We're going to be moving them to the back of the backyard property and making way for all of this area. All this grass area is going to become mulch and a brand new garden. And so we're going to go ahead and start going that direction. We're not going to get all the way to that point, but we're going to start part of that point today. Okay, so this is the greenhouse that I got off of Amazon. It is linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. We found it very easy to take apart and ended up just basically putting it in 2 trash bags. All the pipes fit in the trash bags, all the grates that were the shelves, and the plastic cover worked really, really well. Next year, I think that I will put down something at the bottom to waterproof the bottom of the greenhouse because it was definitely just really muddy at that particular location. But very happy with the quality compared to the price that I paid for it. Okay, so next thing we need to do is move all of the containers, flower pots out of this particular area, which was quite the feat because that area where you see Jeff dragging pots through is just so muddy and so wet. And that's the area where we're having drainage issues. But we needed to move all of this out of the way. Everything that was light we carried, everything that was heavy we either did together or we used the dolly, which helped out a lot. I've been trying to pay attention to taking care of our bodies lately. If you want, you can. It's up to you. I leave it up to you. Okay, we got this all cleared out. Area is really big. I always forget. So we definitely have drainage issues here. We really need to install a French drain. For now, we're going to raise some portions of the yard. And then we're going to basically get rid of all this grass right here in this area. And go ahead and put down landscape fabric, the really, really heavy duty landscape fabric, and then start covering it with mulch. And I'm going to be looking at a new garden right here in the center, which I think will be extremely helpful for drainage issues. But the mulch is going to get built up pretty thick to help with drainage. Okay, before we lay down the fabric and mulch, we needed to locate our sprinklers. So here you see me flagging those sprinklers. And then basically we just use a little new sprinkler head adjuster. It's a spray adjuster and it goes 0 to 360. And we put those on those 2 sprinklers and we turn it all the way to 0. And that closes those sprinklers off without having to dig them up or cap them. Okay, so we had a bunch of cardboard that needed to be recycled, so I thought, what the heck? So I just put down a layer of that. I don't cover the whole area with cardboard, but I thought, this is a good way to recycle it. This area is just going to be covered with mulch, and I won't be digging into it anytime soon, so I didn't really stress about the tape or the labels or anything regarding that. After we did that, I started laying out my liner. This is a polypropylene liner. It does allow water and nutrients to go through, but it is supposed to block grass and weeds. It is a heavy duty variety that I purchased off of Amazon, and it was like 180 feet or yards. It was a lot. It was a lot of fabric. So basically we just went through and then we used landscape stakes to tack it down in place. I did not pull the fabric really taut, as I have read that it can rip over the years if you pull it too taut. So I definitely left some give in there, which I'm completely fine with. It will get packed down by the mulch over time. Okay, so definitely a two-person job. Once we covered one particular area, then we would move stuff over to the area that we had covered. I think that I could have done this all myself. I think I would have been dying. So I was really grateful that Jeff just took the day off of work to help me out on all this. Because between the two of us, we got this job done in less than 2 hours. And I was incredibly pleased with how quickly we were able to accomplish all of this. It was also really good to just have two heads working on it. When we're laying fabric, we're definitely sure to make sure that we overlap the fabric significantly. I wanted to make sure that there is at least a foot, if not more, overlap on each piece, which I think will help in the long run as we continue to smother this grass. Now, y'all, I know that there's going to be some grass coming through here, and I'm going to have to use some grass killer in some areas. But I do think that as I continue to add mulch over the years, that we will be good to go. Now this area we put extra soil and basically just created a soft little mound with the idea that the water would stop behind the mound and not flow into this area. This is just kind of an easy quick fix with excess soil that I had around the particular garden. And then we just went and covered that up as well. And you can see a soft hill created. We don't actually add mulch to this area, but I will show you in a later video what we end up doing at a later point with this. Okay, so I used this bendable edging that I've used in multiple other places in the garden. I'll put a link in the video description. I love it because it's made out of recycled rubber and it just bends, which is great. And then you just use these stakes to tack it down in place. I thought this was a really great way to kind of edge the end of the walkway here and keep the mulch in place. This went in just very simply, very easily. I need to go back and trim off the excess fabric. After that, we started applying the mulch. So the mulch is a no-float cypress mulch, and this is my preferred mulch. I don't buy any of the colored dyed mulches anymore. Not because I am all worried about the environment, but more because I like the look of this particular mulch, and it's no float. Which I really appreciate and which I really think is going to be important to this area when we experience torrential downpours. We started with 20 bags of mulch. It was not enough. It was enough to accomplish what we needed for this particular day, but it was not enough to cover the whole entire area that we are covering up. Okay, so my son's elementary school carnival is in about a week, and I donated a set of 2 containers with full sun flowers in it for the carnival. So they're going to take a picture of it and then put it on the online auction and then auction it off, and it raises money for the PTA. So I've got these 2 containers. Not necessarily the color that I absolutely wanted, but still it's what I had on hand, and I still think they're really pretty. So the idea is I'm going to do 2 containers that complement each other. They're not going to be exactly the same. They're going to be staggered sizes, but I thought this would be really nice. I am going to put full sun annuals in them. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start with the larger one. I think that that'll be best to kind of give me a better idea. And we're going to go ahead and start by filling it with my favorite soil, BM7, or Burger BM7. And we're going to go ahead and add plant tone to both. Okay, so this would be a front-facing container, so it's not going to be like in the round. So taller plants at the back, shorter plants at the front. And I'm going to start with a guara. This is a white guara. This actually is a perennial, so whoever purchases this container can actually move this into their garden. But I really love like the whimsical quality of it, and having it towards the back of the container kind of is my thriller. I'm sure you guys have heard thriller, filler, and spiller. Okay, but I'm going to add an additional thriller because, you know, I do want this to have a wow factor to it. This particular one is Rock and Fuchsia by Proven Winners. This is a salvia variety, grows about 24 to 36 inches tall. It's annual except in zones 9B and 11B. So it is an annual in my particular area. Loves full sun. Has a really fun, bright color. I was trying to bridge the color. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at this. This hurts. I was trying to bridge the color concept of the container with some bright, beautiful annuals for summer. I need more soil. That's really pretty so far. So what I'm going to do is I bought these Crazy Tunias, just this particular variety. It's Crazy Tunia Tiki Torch, about 10 to 15 inches tall, and I want to go opposite colors. So I've got this really deep burgundy red. I want to come this direction with that similar color. I wouldn't want to put them side by side because they don't have enough contrast, so you kind of lose the effect. So I needed to come this direction with it. Just like that. And then in the center, I chose a plant that bridges both of the color concepts, the white and this kind of burgundy pink color. So I chose this particular dianthus. It doesn't have a tag with it, but dianthus do act as a perennial in my area. And we're going to put this one right here, filling in this space real nicely. Just like that. So it bridges the two color combinations, the two chosen colors. And then I ended up choosing this Sun Patience. This Sun Patience is a compact lavender splash. It is full sun to part sun, about 16 to 30 inches tall by 14 to 20 inches wide. So these containers will get nice and big. And I didn't want to necessarily repeat exactly the same color. I wanted to come in with something just a little bit different to add some interest. So we're just going to nestle this Sun Patience right there. Okay, I think that is really, really pretty. And I think it's great for the summer because, I mean, we are in Zone 8A, North Texas, and I mean, we're going to be hitting 90-degree days by the 1st of May. So we're already into our summer zone. So let's create a coordinating design to go with this. Okay, so I am repeating to the plants, but I'm adding one additional new one. We're going to repeat this petunia, Crazy Tunia called Tiki Torch. Just like that, fills in beautifully. I think it's going to need to go on this side though. Yeah. And we're going to repeat the Compact Lavender Splash Sun Patience. I'm going to angle this just a touch. And then lastly, I am going to add a celosia. This celosia is called Fire Purple. It's about 12 to 18 inches tall, loves full sun, and I liked the deep colored leaves. I thought were really nice. And this will get taller in the back over time, so it will become the thriller. All right, and then we want to go ahead and water this in really good for now. And then I'll allow it a couple hours to drain out and fluff back up, and then I'll come in and photograph it and send it to the fundraiser chair. Okay. So we've got this edging installed, and I've used this for other places on other parts of my garden. And I really like having that edging. I'm going to be utilizing it in other places. In fact, we're going to be doing the same thing over here. In 2 weeks, I have them coming, and we're having a French drain installed all the way across the backyard, 104 feet. It's going to go all the way across the backyard, down here, and out there towards the storm drain. So that'll be great. Once that is done, this area, these areas right here are going to get the same treatment as here. And then we're going to be displaying a lot of the containers that we moved to the back are going to be back there. So the mulch I use is the cypress no float mulch. We are definitely going to have to add mulch over time. That's just the way things are going to be. This will continue to break down and all that good stuff. I have no doubt that I'm sure some grass will show up, but I think we'll be in pretty good shape. This stuff is some serious heavy duty stuff. I'm sure some grass will show up over time, and I will need to treat that to get rid of it. Now, we left the whole center section open, and that'll be an upcoming video, and you'll see what I'm installing for the new garden space. And it will consist of 2 new raised beds and a custom made arch that I will be doing myself. And so that'll be really fun to show you all. So it's going to be worked right into this space right here. Eventually, we've got, that little buildup of earth right here to kind of keep the water on this back side. The French drain will come over here. Eventually, I would like to build some sweet little bridge. I think would be really nice there. Remember, all these pots will end up being moved. But in really good shape, really happy with how it turned out. Still more stuff to do. My dogs have already been pooping in it. So I wondered if they would or not. Rookie probably did. Buffy probably did not, because she probably did not like that at all. So anyway, doing really good, really happy with it. A lot of work, but still, I think it looks really awesome. Once the new garden beds are installed, we'll finish filling this whole area with mulch. All right, you all, I hope you enjoyed today's video spanning multiple weeks. Really excited. This has been on my brain for a long time, wanting to do this, get rid of all this grass area, deal with the drainage. I want less grass to care for, more garden space. That's it. I'm not worried about my puppy dogs. They're old. They need a little bit of space. They're fine. They can use the bathroom out in the green area, or apparently in the mulch. But I'm really excited with the way this went. And I'm really excited to be adding more gardening space in an upcoming video. So very cool how this project came together. It's a lot of work, a lot of heavy labor. I'm really thankful that Jeff was there to help me, because I don't think I could have done that one on my own. That was a tough one. So, all right, you all, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. Let me know your thoughts on the plans for the backyard, and check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.